Hello everybody, we are here with your Erlanger banger guide. We're going to be taking him right on into the jungle. And as such, we are going to be grabbing our Eye of the Jungle. We are going to get our tier 1 mace, and we are going to get ourselves 2 health potions and a Hand of the Gods, as well as a blink. So the one thing you have to be careful of on Erlang a lot of the times is going to be your mana consumption if you do not go Boombas. I personally am not a huge fan of the Boombas dagger right now. I like to grab the Eye of the Jungle whenever I can because you get those amazing base stats, and it also turns into the Protector of the Jungle, which is arguably the best item in the game. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be starting here at the speed buff. This is a jungle start that a lot of people are finally starting to run, which is nice. So you're going to see my solo laner is over at the blue by himself. I'm going to start at the speed. I'm going to grab my 3. I'm going to try to build up a couple of autos to get into the AoE. And I'm going to burn this speed by myself. And then I've got the Hand of the Gods. So I'm going to walk right up to this second camp. And I'm going to Hand of the Gods it. And I'm going to get to mid lane extremely fast. Plus my 3 is already back up. So I can come in and go for an immediate gank in the middle lane. So I come in right here. I'm going to go ahead, knock up the Janus, portal him, bada bing, bada boom. We already grabbed that kill. This start right now is becoming quite meta, and I would recommend it. You get so much mid lane pressure, and with that mid lane pressure, you get all of these harpies, you can get the oracles, you can get set up really well to go over to their right side camps, and you get a disgustingly big lead. It also means that there's just even earlier fights happening in the mid lane. So I'm gonna pop a little potion right here. Twins has gone ahead and used his sash right into us, and I'm gonna be able to grab that kill. Now I'm gonna stay for one more wave in mid, and then head back out into the jungle. So on Erlang, we grabbed our 3 first, then our 2. These are our 2 major CC abilities that we use for ganking, and that is why we grab them. Our 3, of course, we have the knock up turtle form, and we also have the mink form, which is going to give us that increased attack speed and little hastened effect. And I'm also going to use it a lot for clearing. So you avoid that small little harpy camp right off the bat. And also, it's actually not a bad start at all for your solo laner because they get to get right to the wave. And they actually don't miss out on any XP from the wave, so they end up fairly even in XP. It's basically just the superior start right now, so I would recommend running it. The one thing about that start that you do need to be careful about, if your jungler does not have Hog and they try to do that start, it'll take them too long to do the jungle clear. So they do need to actually get Hog. So like if you're a solo laner and you go start your blue and your jungler doesn't have Hog, it's gonna take them forever to clear that jungle, especially if they went Boomba's dagger instead of Eye. They're gonna have even less power, they're gonna have even less clear, it's gonna take them even longer. So you just gotta be aware of that. But eventually, I've got a feeling that is going to be just the meta start. So we're going to start working on our boots on Erlang. We are going to go into some attack speed boots. Erlang works really well with attack speed because of his 1. His 1 is that stim that's going to give you bonus damage on your auto attacks. So you've got built-in attack speed with your 3, with your mink. You've got built-in bonus damage on your 1. You've also got a root. You've got a knockup. You've got a taunt on your ultimate. Erlang right now, probably the best of the auto-attacking junglers in Smite. Right now, the game is very ability-based. You can see a lot of Thanatoses, Fenrirs, Kamazots, those types of characters in the jungle. Luckily for Erlang, while he does have a lot of auto-attack damage, he also has a lot of good abilities that provide a lot of damage in CC, so he kind of falls in between them. But you don't see a lot of the straight auto attackers right now. The Mercuries, Arachnes of the world, you just don't see a whole lot of that. So I went right there for the Janus. And then I turned around onto the Neja. The Neja did have his beads up though, so we don't grab the kill right there. And unfortunately, it looked like the Discordia ulti just didn't quite hit. Gotta run through his jungle, see what's up. You should always be running through the enemy jungle right now in Season 8, especially if you're going to go for the early Eye of the Jungle. You're going to get that vision just for walking over in their jungle. You go to a camp, it throws down a little ward, all sorts of nice stuff. So you want to make sure you're playing pretty aggressive on that. On the Erlang, I like to level up my 3 first. I like to use this for the bonus damage. I also like the increase in the shield that you get as you level it up as well, and the reduction in cooldown. I find that it is your best ability on Erlang, especially since they did some nerfs to the other abilities. So typically on Erlang, we're going to level up our 3 first to max, then our ulti. So 3 and 4, we rank up our ultimate because that is going to increase the heal as well as the damage mitigation that we get from it. And then typically I like to rank up my 1 and then my 2. 2, all you get is a little bit of bonus damage. On the 1, you also just get bonus damage, but because it's per auto, it can actually add up really quickly. So I'm gonna look for a quick gank here in the middle lane, see if I can't reach anybody. Ymir's probably just gonna freeze me here, but that's all right. We're just gonna go back through their jungle.
Your right tower is under attack.
For our standard combination on Erlang, we've actually seen a couple of times. You've basically got 2 different combinations that you're standardly going to use. You've got your starting with pin from afar. So you're trying to group up to somebody. You're going to use your 2, throw it down for the root, and then you're going to follow up with your 3. Or if your blink is up, then it's going to kind of be the reverse. You're going to start off with your blink into your 3. You're going to use that turtle form for the knock-up. And then once they come back down, you're typically going to land the root, so that way they cannot get away from you. And they are once again stuck there, right in your auto attack range. Throwing in your ultimate as needed if you feel like the kill is not going to be acquired in the allotted time of CC that you have between your knockup and your root, or if you feel like the fight is going to be elongated and you're going to need that heal in a couple of seconds. So Erlang's ultimate is a taunt and it's also a heal. A lot of players when they first start playing Erlang will start to use that taunt and they use it way too late.
Gank left lane.
If you want to use the Erlang taunt, ooh, nice. If you want to use the taunt for the heal effect, you need to use it before you need it. You know, it's got a long delay on it. It's kind of like, it's almost like if Chronos ulti took even longer, right? Like you can't just Chronos ulti at the exact last second, right? Because then you're going to die before you ever get it off. Same kind of concept, except for it takes even longer. You really need to make sure that the second the fight is starting, you kind of almost want to initiate with the ultimate. So that way, by the time the delay from the heal is ready, you can actually utilize that heal. So it's really more of a beginning of a fight ability than it is a end of the fight ability. I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to back it up. I'm going to do these camps. I want to try to get a Crusher here. Crusher going to work really well with our Ninja Tabi, and it's going to give us a lot of early game damage, which is wonderful. We got to level 9, so I can put a point into my 3 and my ulti. I did save that point at level 8 so that I could put a point into both of those. Now we're going to back it up and get the Crusher, and then we're going to start working on a stone cutting sword. This build is pretty cheap. It's not super expensive, and it's going to give you a lot of early game damage, and it's going to transition pretty well on top of that. Quite a few people over left lane going for the gank right now. They're actually deep behind the tower. I saw there was also a Yanis going that way. So I'm going to try to peek my head over here. I got to be a little bit careful. I've been buying mana potions on my back. You typically have to buy some potions on your backs when you are going Eye of the Jungle instead of that Boom Buzz. I'm going to use my ultimate right now because I think I might need that heal here just a little bit. They are going to Yanis ulti themselves out of this. They are actually not in a... Whoa! He accidentally went back through his own portal. That is just so unfortunate for him. I'm going to keep following this Nezha right now. Look at the map. There's no minions coming towards me. I think he's going to go towards his speed. He is. So I'm going to blink in, use my 3 to knock him up, and then my 2 on top of him. So that's that combination that we were talking about. You use your 3 after you blink, so you get the immediate knock up. No time for them to try to beat anything. And then you follow up with the root. So that way they're stuck there, getting bopped on the head. I'm going to go for Scorpion. Erlang can do the Scorpion pretty dang well. Between him and his puppy, getting that extra damage on the one, you know, you're going to slap or dapper. So I grabbed a couple of extra points in my 2 here because I've been doing a lot of burst damage. So as you can see, like on that Nezha, my plan was to level up the 1. But my 3-2 combo right now is doing enough damage to basically kill these squishies. So I just made a change on the fly, and I have decided to level up the 2 before the 1 because I'm not really utilizing that many autos right now in these PvP kills. I'm actually mostly just, you know, knock up auto to auto type thing. Should be another thing that we cover here. Just like on basically all gods in Smite, make sure that you are auto attack canceling. All that means is make sure you're, wow, that was a really good ring toss. Make sure you are getting auto attacks in between your abilities. So when I blink 3 in, right, I'm making sure to auto attack before I use my 2. So I'm not blink 3-2ing right off the bat, right? I'm not spamming all my abilities. I'm getting an auto attack in between everything, and it's really gonna add to that damage potential.
More brutal than this.
So it's blink 3, you got the auto click, press down, you're gonna auto, then you're gonna 2, then you're gonna auto, then I'm gonna ulti if I need it, auto. If you want to have your 1 ready, you can actually press your 1 preemptively before you blink as well, and you can have it proc the whole time, or you can use it for its own little auto attack cancel nonsense. So I'm gonna use my mink form to get closer to the Ymir. And then I'm gonna ulti him, run him right back to me. I've already got my 1 proc, so he's gonna go right on down. You can use your 1 on Erlang also as kind of a auto attack canceller. So if you watch my autos kind of here on Erlang, if I like go 1, 2, and then I press my 1, it kind of resets the auto right there and makes it go off faster. So you can use your 1 on Erlang, kind of like the way how Dodgy can use her 1, which is you can auto attack and then 1, and you'll kind of get 2 autos off at the same time. So if I go auto 1, you're gonna cancel through your auto attack animation dealio, and you're basically gonna get 2 auto attacks at the exact same time. So not a bad idea to consider doing that on your Erlings as well. You can use it for the auto attack cancel, much like we're using the 3 and the 2 for the auto attack cancels, right? We're gonna auto 2, 1, auto 2. We're just gonna get all those autos in between all of our abilities. So that was a really good cripple right there. So what you just saw was the Wukong tried to bird form out. Arthur used his cripple on top of him, and then I could catch up to him with my knockup. Speaking of knockup, I'm gonna use my knockup right here to get myself the shield and the bonus speed. Woo! I'm gonna try to blink myself out of this one. I got my finger on my beads right now, just in case I need them. Doesn't look like I'm gonna need them. I'm gonna be able to get away. So I use that turtle form to get that little shield, that movement speed, try to waddle away. Luckily the Janus ulti did not hit me, and I can go back into my jungle and farm once again. If that Ymir would have kept chasing me, I also would have thrown down my ultimate. I wouldn't have turned on him and taunted him or anything. I just would have used my ultimate in order to get that heal ready to be proccing. Now that we've got our stone cutting sword online, we have got a lot of flat pen. We've got the flat pen from a crusher at 15, plus we've got the 30 potentially pen that we get from stone cutting from the passive. So now I'm going to start working on a little bit more percent. I'm going to get a Berserker Shield. Berserker Shield right now, just one of the best items in the game. You can basically buy Berserker Shield on anybody right now. So whether you're jungling, solo laning, ADCing, it's just a really, really good item. Gonna use my knockup right here. Have my beads at the ready just in case he goes for the ultimate. He is not. I see that a Janus has portaled through. I'm going to put out a deep ward right here, and I'm just going to kind of chill. See if Janus maybe runs back into the jungle this way. I know his portal was down. Doesn't look like it is going to be, so now I'm just going to go run through his jungle and look for their blue buff. Wukong has to immediately get out of here because we're just sitting on his buffs, and now I can go back to my buffs. So when you gain a lead right now, their jungle should be your jungle. And this goes for all roles, not just the actual jungler. If you're the solo laner, you should be sitting on their back Harpies. If you are in the duo lane, you should be sitting on the purple buff. All of their farm can become your farm very, very fast this season. For our matchups on Erlang, the number one thing that Erlang doesn't like to deal with is actually cripples. Cripples are really annoying for Erlang. A large part of his kit is using this turtle or mink form in order to set up your kills. And so if you're going against like an Ares and you're getting crippled out of that or not able to get it to begin with, it's super annoying. Also, Ares does not have, Erlang does not have built-in CC immunity on his kit. His ultimate does not give you any CC immunity. So that makes cripples kind of a double wombo combo because all you can do is beads it. And like, who wants to beads an RDO cripple, you know? Like, that's so unfortunate. That would be a horrible situation to be in. Gonna blink in, try to use my root. Not gonna be able to get in range of that. So we're just gonna go off the side, put out a little deep ward, and try to see if any of their jungle is up. Erlang also does not have any leaps. He only has those basically dashes. So he tends to not like going against characters with walls either. If I had to choose whether to go against a character with walls like Ymir or cripples, I would rather go against walls like Ymir and Thor. But preferably no walls, no cripples when you're playing the Erlang. For gods that you're good against, all squishies in general, he is one of the premier kind of one-shotters in the game before you can kind of do anything about it. That blink, knock up auto, 2 auto combo is pretty much gonna kill any squishy in the game. Whether it is the ADC or the mage or the jungler or whatever, if you get that full combo off, Lord forbid you get the even longer combo off, which is going to be blink. Like if you know they do not have beads up, right? You're 100% sure you can do the blink ulti auto, 3 auto, 2 auto. That's technically the full combo. Most of the time you don't want to do that because the taunt is obviously beadsable. You cannot beads a knockup unless they preemptively beads it. But if they're preemptively beadsing a blink 3, then that's wild and they deserve to live to begin with. Which is why for the most part you want to do the blink into the turtle and not the blink into the taunt, unless you absolutely know they don't have their beads up or they don't have beads or CC immunity in general, because there is an amount of time too to get off a CC immunity. With the taunt, it does have a small casting time on it. Another thing that you should know is that you can cancel out of these abilities. So for the 3 and the 2, if you right click, you cancel out of them. That's really important to know for the combination. So for the actual one-shot kind of combo, you blink 3, and the second you hit them, you cancel out of it. So I don't want to stay in my 3 for the full duration, right? When I'm going to go for them, I want to 3 into them, and immediately right-click, and then left-click for my auto, and then use my 2. So make sure you are canceling yourself out of that 3. You obviously don't want to sit in the full duration of it because it doesn't do you any good to knock them up and then just absolutely keep on running 20 miles behind and away from them. You're not going to be able to get that big one-shot off.
Your middle tower is under
At this point, we should probably just start shoving up lanes together. We got a nice lead, so I'm going to start shoving up the mid lane. We have finished the Berserker Shield. Berserker Shield going to give us a bunch more power as well as some physical defenses. Okay. This build is very sneakily tanky as well. both against physical damage dealers and like objectives and stuff. Most objectives in Smite just dealing that physical damage. So we're gonna get some physical protections from our Berserker Shield. We're gonna get some from our Stone Cutting Sword. Eventually, if we get our starter item ranked up, we're gonna get some from our Protector of the Jungle, and you actually get quite tanky for basically just building damage items. Now I'm gonna ulti this Nezha, then I'm knock him out, then I'm gonna use my autos in my 2, and we're gonna be able to snag that kill. So that's kind of that full combination right there. We ulti him, auto, 3 for the knockup, auto, 2, and then finish the kill. Only reason why he lived right there and I had to beat is because he used his sash, and yeah, I actually got the immunity frame from the sash and avoided the damage from the 2 altogether. This build is also going to do a lot of damage against towers, so your split pushing on Erlang also going to be very solid. Now your 1 does not do bonus damage to towers, so like you can see I procced it right here and there is no more bonus damage going on, so you do not need to OPA! You do need to OPA. You do not need to press that 1 against those towers. It is not going to help you the way that you would like it to. So that is only going to be against, you know, it'll work against like Fire Giant, but it is not going to work against a tower. It doesn't work against a Phoenix, but it does work against like the Gold Fury and stuff. I got a little jump scare. For our final item right now, you do have some options. In general, Shifter Shield right now is really good. You get 70 physical power. When you don't have that power, you get a bunch of protection. So Shifter Shield should always be on your horizon. CAD Shield is not a bad item on Erlang. You get that bonus 20% healing on your ultimate, which is actually a pretty thick heal. So that's a good item to go. And Chile right now, if you need the magical defenses slash that silence, you get 60 physical power, a little bit of CDR, which is always nice on Erlang. And you also get the ability to go ahead and silence people around you, which can be really nice on your actual initiation. I'm going to save my cash right now just because I want to quickly go get level 20 and get my Protector of the Jungle. But all of those are good, solid items on Erlang. If you want to go full damage, you don't care about any tankiness, you can go Kins. Kins will give you a lot of damage, but I kind of like a little bit more hybridy build right now, which is why I go kind of these shields and a little bit of protections here and there. And then, of course, you always have the Mantle of Discord as well. Mantle of Discord, always a great item for you to go. I personally, this game, and I'm going to go the Shifter Shield. They've got 3 physical characters, 2 magical. One of those magicals is a support. Until the only real magical damage this game is going to be that Janus. So I'm going to really embrace kind of this more physical defense heavy build while also just getting so much power. You can see right now in the jungle, I've actually got 165 physical protections, and I've basically built damage items the entire time. And now we're into the late game Erlang, where his damage is just disgusting. He has good damage all game long, but end game it can really come online and just be nasty, especially once you get like those Fire Giant buffs online. See a little Wukong. I'm not gonna waste my blink here on Wukong. I know he's just gonna like bird farm out. So I'm gonna try to chase him. Arius doesn't quite land the change. If he would have landed the change, probably could have forced the ultimate right there from him, but not quite gonna be able to get it. That's all right. Now it is time for us to look for quick picks. Our job on Erlang is to look for a one-shot on one of their squishies. So my targets right now are Janus / Nezha / Izanami. I see a Janus off to the side, so I'm gonna blink in and ulti, get a couple of autos, land my 2 and my 3, and he will go down instantly. That is your exact job on the Erlang. You find a squishy target and you put them into the floor. I'm gonna pop my beads right now because the Nezha was going for me. We're gonna be able to kill him. I'm gonna chase this Wukong over here. I know that his 3 is down, but he did have his blink up for a little bit of a style play right there. If we can kill this Wukong before he gets into the tower, we can probably end the game. Looks like Arthur has found him. I gotta be careful with this Titan, but we should be able to just go ahead and end the game if we can get enough people in here. Wukong uses his dash. I'm gonna hit him with my knockup and my root. We're gonna be able to kill him, maybe body block the Ymir from getting back into the Phoenix. Nope, not quite, but we should be able to finish this before they respawn in 10 seconds. So for that last item, we were gonna be getting ourselves that Shifter's Shield like we said. A little bit tankier when we need it, a little bit more damage when we need it.
Gank.
On Erlang, it is all about that combo. You do not have to have your ultimate up in order to land that kind of slammer jammer combo. All you need is that knock up from your turtle with the 3, auto, 2, auto, and then you can even 1 auto again, because like we talked about, it does that little auto attack cancel on your 1, or you can have your 1 preemptively pop, so you're on those autos in between everything, you're already getting that bonus damage, throwing in your ultimate if you have it up, if you're gonna need an extra little bit of CC to grab a kill, maybe the target is a little bit tankier, or even maybe you're a little bit behind, so you're not doing as much damage as you would be, because you're a little bit behind in your build or something, guys. And that is our Erlang jungle guide.